lokes. For the 6-4s on spokes. For the OGs that did a dime, came back around on parole. For the homegirls with the scrap game. Lil' homies that gang bang. From Pelican Bay to YA. Rearrange your mind frame. Yeah, I know what you've been through. Shit you had to go get to. Your mama gave birth on the turf. I know them killers you get to. This for the lost generation. Broke as hell, man, and impatient. But if you know your history, you can't have a strong foundation, baby.
Lifting weights when I was on sport, they start calling me Big U.
Sanyika Shakur from Eastside, Bloodstone, getting by sick. Also known as Shady Eyes is my hood name.
Man, the kid that got to be put on problem, man, nigga, do you.
I created Corner Pocket in my mother's garage.
They call me Tiny Ant from Rollin 60, but they're known as Tylo Tiny Ant.
Hey, Monster, you ever run across LB from Compton?
No, I never ran across LB personally, right? DC. I never ran across him personally, but I've been in the same prison he was in, and any given time we was at Pelican Bay for like 20 years, but he was just in different spots. I was in San Quentin at the same time he was there. I was in East Block and he was in AC. So I always knew who he was and his history. You know, like I was in YA every October 9th was Salty Day. We throw a ride on the Damus. That's just Mando and YA. So I knew the history. I knew who Salty was. So, but I had a misconception of who he was, because I'm looking for this dude, and I just never seen him. But I wasn't looking for him like that, because he would have slaughtered me, because he was already many moons ahead of me and organized. So I just kept him in my radar. But yeah, it's a good brother, man. Revolutionary, man. New African Revolutionary Nationalist. A good brother, man.
How about Hannibal, better known as Triple OG Frog from the Bounty Hunter?
That's my cat, man. That's my cat. Me and Frog and Hannibal. That's my cat, man. We was in the New Folsom together. They opened up New Folsom. New Folsom was the first tip main line, 1987. So all of us who had just came out that war, Hannibal, myself, all these other brothers, Slaughter, Ragtime, all these dudes, man, you know, Bonafide cats, Damus, Butcher, all these dudes, they came out of that war too. So everybody on that yard was 500 of us, belonged to an organized group under paperwork. That was 90% of us. And the rest of us was just like, dudes was just repeated stabbers. We gotta put you with these crazy motherfuckers because they're gonna recruit y'all anyway. So, me and Hannibal was there.
Did you run across Peabody from UBN?
No, never. And that's another dude. Now, I got some pictures back from Peabody one time, some cat from OVG back in '85. We was in High Power, and Suma came down. It was the time I got recruited in the CCO, and Suma sent me a kite and asked me to check this dude named Death Wish from OVG. Death Wish had some pictures that belonged to Peabody to get the pictures back. So I went and pressed the dude for the pictures, gave him a gang, a stack of naked pictures and shit. I sent them back to Peabody. Peabody sent me a big ass box of candy and shit. That was '85. So but other than that, I never had I never seen him face to face, never talked to him, nothing, no.
What about Reno from Swan?
The General. No. Bonafide, man. Rest in peace, man. Fucking. Man, that dude was a hard ass blood. He was serious ass blood. I mean, you know, he was one of the dudes you were in awe of, and you didn't want to run across, but at the same time you wanted to see him because you think you could take him. And yeah, I mean, he was one of them dudes, man. He was an icon, serious dude. Seen him go through the ranks, through that shit, paperwork, good motherfucker, all the way to the top.
Rockhead from Santana Block.
Oh, Rockhead. Rockhead had a strange phenomenon about himself. When Rockhead would stab people, he was a butcher. This dude, he would just do one-hitter quitters. He'd rear back so far, and he'd stab you, but he pushed him at the same time. And with the impact of the knife, and then his hand and his push, it just made it explosive. So it looked like he was really blasting them out their shoes. And that fucking shit was crazy. And then they fucking got Rock's ass. They sent Rock up out of there with the knives and the stuff. You know, he's still talking shit. mean, and then we got over the new Folsom, and he whacked the motherfucker over there with a nail, an industrial nail. I said, this motherfucker dangerous. Then I seen him in Raymond with a little league team. I said, this motherfucker nails all in his car and shit. He became a serial nailer. No,
Became a carpenter.
No, that'd be crazy right there. No, I'm not. He's not. But yeah, Rock's a good. He was in the organization before me, so you know, he's one of the cats that I was in the cell Big Hand Compton.
Cutes. If there was two dudes, Crip or Blood, whatever, that get a bad rap, that you think don't deserve that rap, who would they be?
Raymond Washington. You always hear these, I don't know who these people are, but they say Raymond Lee Washington, born in East LA, leader of the East Side Crips. Man, that shit, it is so fake. I don't know why they were given a little bit of information. It seems like that they got the information from his criminal file or something. Raymond Washington, let me tell you how Raymond Washington was. Raymond Washington would come over my house in 1971 and 72. He had a 53 Chevy. Him and Tookie would pull up. They would blow the horn. My mother would say, who's that out there blowing that damn horn? And I look out the window, it's Tookie and Raymond sitting in the car. I go out to the car and they said, hey, Cute, let's go to the Kappa House. The Kappa House at this time was on Crenshaw and Washington. That's where we would go. They would have dances. So I get out to the car and Raymond say, where's your brother with the red hair? I said, he's in there. Go get him. I go get Rusty. Rusty, you want to go with us? Yeah. So Rusty gets in the car. Me and Rusty, when I went in the house to get Rusty, I went and got a sawed-off 12 gauge. I put the 12 gauge inside of me and covered it. Now I get in the back car. I'm in the back seat like this. So Raymond's talking, the radio's going, Pookie's talking. I whisper over to Rusty. I say, don't say I got the gun. Like that. So we chilling and shit. So Raymond's telling me about Swig as we rolling down to go to the Cap House. So I asked Raymond.
V&G?
Yeah. So I asked Raymond, he told me he wanted to fight Swig. I asked Raymond, I said, hey Raymond, are you going to actually park the car, get out, come inside of the Kappa House with us, or are you just dropping us off? He says, I'm going to go fight Swig, and then I'm going to come back up here. I said, well, let us go with you to fight Swig. You're going to go up there. We want to go with you. There's a lot of them up there at the park. He says, nah, I don't want to take y'all. I'm going to go by myself. So me, Pookie, Rusty, we all get out. We jump the back gate, go up in the Kappa House. Raymond comes back. And Raymond was a kind of a guy, he liked it to dance. He liked it to crack jokes. He liked it to have fun. He was a friendly person. He was a Bogart. He could be a Bogart at times, but he was not a bully. People who say that he was a bully didn't know him. He was not a bully at all. When we would be up at Sidnella Park, Raymond would get there sometime first. And me and Rusty, we would come in, and the first thing they would do was get the wrestling. Raymond, he liked to wrestle like 5 little Crips at the same time. So when he would grab Rusty, we would all jump on Raymond's back, and he would flip us, and we wasn't strong like him. And he would just be tossing us all over the grass laughing, and we trying to get him and tackle him down and hold him, but he would be laughing, and he would take his knuckle like this and go in my ribs and make me say I give.
Yeah.
And that shit would just hurt. And then he would tell Rusty to let go. He said, tell Rusty to let go of my neck. Tell him to let go of my neck. Let him go, Rusty. Let him go. Let him go. And then that's how we would play like little, like he was our uncle or something.
Do you ever like get Charlie horses? Get your legs, get Charlie horses?
Raymond did all that, man. He just like you knew how to flip. As you start getting stronger in your legs, Raymond loved doing those flips.
That's how we first started getting athletic, huh?
Mm-hmm. He loved doing it. And back then, and I don't know if you remember if they were still doing it by the time y'all started coming up to Sidnella Park when we would be up there. You ever remember the football games that'd be at the top with the dudes that'd be playing football, and it would be a bunch of brothers up there? Well, there used to be a bunch of brothers up there playing football, and we would get in their football games, and they knew Raymond. And so Raymond liked it to play football. He was very athletic. He liked it to do that. He was just a cool dude, and I spent a lot of time with Raymond. I'm telling you, Raymond had his favorites when he would come on the West Side. He would go over in the 90s and get Earl Cobbs. He loved Tookie. He liked it, Michael Concepcion. Earl Cobbs that stayed down the street from Kody.
Oh yeah.
Well, he stayed on the other side
Kody Brown?
of Western. Kody Brown. Yeah. So Raymond loved him. Raymond liked it to hang out in the block, and when he would be in the block, the guys that he liked to hang around with down there, he liked to hang out with X. He would go over there by where X and them lived at an RB.
X just died, man.
Yeah, X rest in peace. That's Miss Blue was his mother. He had a sister. You know, Rusty, my brother, he used to go with his sister Pee Wee. So I know their family, and fortunately, like I said earlier, you know, when I was recording, Big Bob and Mr. X, you know, out of our behaviors, these brothers were able to live and die of natural causes. They didn't get murdered in the street, and they were able to give back. So if anybody says anything bad about these guys, just remember, Raymond Washington, a lot of people don't never talk about this. When Raymond got out of prison, he got a job up at Crenshaw. He also was working with Mr. X's mom, Miss Blue, and they would go up to Lamert Park, and they had a skill center, and they would be talking to youth and tell us not to gangbang in the street. It would be him, number one, Eki. They would all be up there, and they would always come down my street, and we would always be together. And man, we could have someone to go talk to.
Who was the second person that got a bad rap that you think was a good dude?
I think Tookie gets a bad rap, and we all know how close me and Stanley was. I mean, we was pre-Crip, you know. I've been friends with him. We used to walk our dogs. My friend here, he witnessed that when he was a little kid, how we would come down the street with Brownie and Rex, and we would go and, you know, walk our dogs through the neighborhood and Cosmo, yeah, and just have fun like children, man. Go up to the Taco Bell on Dinker and eat tacos. I remember Took one time, he busted me up because he ate a whole box of tacos by himself. And I was like, man, you brought all them motherfucking tacos and you ain't gonna give us none? And he was just crunching them down. And I was like, that's all right. I pulled out a $5 bill.
Oh,
and then he tried to be my buddy again. I'm rich. I go up there and get a bunch of tacos because back then tacos was only 20 cents.
Taco Bell was a chain back then?
Yeah, but they had closed it and turned it into another name.
Hey, you remember the one on West Boulevard in Slauson?
Papa Taco.
Oh yeah. What did I say? Taco Bell?
Yeah,
Papa Taco. Exactly.
I lived at 5428 Hillcrest Drive between Slauson, between 57th and 54th on Hillcrest. I went to 54th Street School. I graduated from 54th Street Elementary, across the street from Junior Blind. I know the whole area. I was riding my bikes at Zodi Trails. In the back, Ladera Park, all through the trails. I used to slide down the hill with the cardboard. I used to go to Centinela Park because they had the pools. You know, I've been all through there. Man, all the Felipes, all the Dons, all the streets back there, up there, all through the Baldwins, Windsor. My godfather's Ray Charles. So I stayed up in the hills a lot on North Ridge, up at the top of Windsor Hills. Stayed up there. Two Reese had a house at the corner. Flip Wilson lived down the street. I could Tina Turner's crazy ass kids was down there.
Know who else lived on that street? My grandmother.
No. That was a
Third
big
house
street.
from the corner.
Whoa.
That's cool.
Hey, but so.
Now, childhood, you know, our childhood, even though it was at different times, our childhood was normal. It was fun. It was exciting. We spent our summers going swimming, eating chili Fritos, going to Harbor Park swimming, going to Sportsman Park swimming. Sometime we would even go down to Peck's Park if we got enough together to go way down there. Stanley, he was real respectful to your family. Like if he saw your mom or your grandmother, he would call her Miss. He'd say, how you doing, Miss Bell? How you been? And he was very likable. A lot of people don't know that Stanley was raised by his grandmother, and then his mother came and got him, and and brought him out of New Orleans. But yeah, he was a good guy, and he's missed. Sure. And those are the two guys I would like to say something nice about.
And man, I was really let down by what that dude Jamel did. That fucking piece of shit.
Did you know Jamel?
I knew Jamel personally. Man, I used to hold the gun for Jamel when he used to go down the street and cheat with a girl my age. And she was my age, and I'm like 10 years under that dude. But look, that dude was saying some bad shit about Tookie, man, at the end, man. That dude was saying that Tookie know he did that shit. And Tookie molested all of us. He was saying some really crazy ass shit on these talk shows, man. And that dude Jamel, man, that dude was, man, from all the times I've been around Tookie, and when that dude would pull up, they were grown. They didn't like that dude much, man. He didn't bathe. He's a big old nasty motherfucker. And he thought he had entitlement, like he was on Tookie's level, but he wasn't. He just was an offset, a dynamic, a light-skinned, gargantuan motherfucker that looked it terrible next to Tookie, but he was a backboard, and it was a bounce-off. It was always more women and more of us following Tookie than him when they went through the forum or went to the Coliseum. And my point is, yeah, Tookie gets a badass rap, man, and motherfuckers don't even know. Man, I seen some daring ass shit. I mean, just some daring gangster shit that they did. That was just, that nobody would even just overstand today, man. But it was just what the times, man, and that shit made me a man. The shit I learned from them, man, you know, the good, the bad, and the ugly made me who I am today. I am right now the sum total of everything I've been through, man.
Give me a reason in your own words why somebody your age, born in 61 to 63, might think Jamel was the leader of the Crips.
I can't imagine anybody in my generation, and I'm saying from 63 to 66, 67, anybody in that range who became Crips later on would ever believe that Jamel was a founder, a leader of the Crips. Now, that's not true, and that is true, because he started the Avalon Garden Crips. He was the leader of some Crips, but not the Crips. There was no leader of the Crips. It was just founders. Man, that's what made that shit so beautiful. It wasn't fucking regiment. It wasn't like...
We were freewheeling bangers having fun, no structure.
Yeah.
We were just thugs out and about, but we respected each other. And we realized, looking back on it, you know, there was good and bad in everything people do, you know. But the bottom line is that these guys wasn't painted all bad. These guys were nice guys. We had days where we had so much fun together, doing so much activity, lifting weights, going to dances, going by clothes, talking to girls, eating food. You know what people do to enjoy themselves.
You know, a question I always get, Cutes, is how do guys like me, you, Monster, call these dudes that on death row cool guys?
Because for the simple fact is that no one knows where your choices is going to take you. No one knows when you got a system that's structured to keep you down, it's going to oppress you. There's a lot of things that you blind of. There's no employment, so therefore we had to do something for fun. And unfortunately for some of us, we took the road of least resistance, which was a road of resistance, because we spent most of our youth in jail. This brother right here, ever since I could remember, when he came into being with his crippin', he and I wasn't on the set together. And the first time I ran into him was after I hadn't seen him for like 30 plus years. And he recognized me coming up out of a hamburger stand. He called out to me.
You on your way in?
I was on my way in. We walked like ships in the night, passing. But it was a feeling, an aura that radiated off of both of us. And we dared ask each other, hey man, is you such and such in bed?
Off the top.
Off the top. Yeah, off the top.
Monster, how are predatory acts amongst our people fun?
Yeah, it was a dangerous kind of fun, man. But this is how I look at it, though. This is the lens from which I look through. All right. There's stages, like there's a pressure that's pressing down on us nationally, all the way across the board. Everybody has their own way of responding to that weight called oppression. Some dudes or some females, you know, It weighs too much, they become psychotic. They have mental problems.
Yeah.
Some people start self-medicating. Some people become serial killers. Some people become great sports athletes. Some people become mathematicians. So whatever the weight is pressing, depending on what how that dynamic is trained. I've been beefing with death since I was like 11. I mean, seriously beefing with death since albeit since my initiation, right?
Yeah.
This is the metaphor for my longevity. Because people say, well, damn, that motherfucker, if nothing else, this motherfucker been around forever. And if you read about me, you know that my crew pretty much got decimated, right? Everybody got life, or they got killed. I'm one of the only ones. A couple homies getting out now, but I was the only one going in and out. So I kept my feet on both shores. Never on dry land all at once, but on both shores. Always in, always out. So I got validated in '89. I've been in the shoe ever since. 2017, they lifted my indeterminate and let me out. My first main line was Sanella. I did a year there. They lateral transferred me to Solano. Another main line, did a year there, and I paroled. I'm in good standings. I was under paperwork. And I still have great ties to all the cats, to the Cardinals, on both sides, NF and Laime, ABs. You know, I fuck with all the cats. Wayusi, Gaidi, Jamal, Keyways, down moves. You know, I chop off the top though like this, man. Look, I ain't in the gangster car. Real talk. I ain't in the gangster car. Cause I'm in the Crip car. Cause when I went to the hole the first time, there wasn't no cars. So what happens is, this dude might be from this side of town, from this clique, from this. And those things become excuses of why you don't want to do nothing. Well, you know, this motherfucker right here ain't no good, right? Yeah, but he from the west side, Smallvilles. Man, I don't give a fuck about all that shit. Is he from the west side? The fuck you talking about? Now he from the Smallvilles, but his mom and them is Earl's cousin, them across the street that sell shoes. Lady with the little feet. I don't need to hear all that shit. Is he from the west side? You motherfuckers start making excuses. Look, now look. Here's the dichotomy between me and my elder. And it's no antagonistic dichotomy. It's no antagonistic contradiction. It's the regular flow of dialectics. He's been my age. I've never been his age. He's done a lifetime, 32 years in jail. I've never done nowhere near that. He was a Crip before me. He's been out and has a proven track record of how to stay out. He's accumulated things. Okay, so he is once again back who I want to be like. At this time, my anger and my rage at what they've done and how far we are behind, it gets me sometimes emotional. And I always been just a dude who just talk less and I'm going to get it. I can't sleep unless I get it. That's just me. But remember I told y'all I was also the neighborhood tester. So anytime the drugs came through, I'll try it. So I'm steady deadening my psyche because I'm doing some terrible shit. I mean, some terrible shit. That shit used to fuck me up. Because that ain't how we was raised. That ain't how I saw them. I knew the dudes was killers, but they never let us know and never let us see. They was really a secret society like. And it was just them. And all we could do was run errands. And hope to be like that. To be made one day. To be made. That's how it was. That's how we had our own little good fella thing going on. They was our parties and shit. No. Just one generation to the next. Now, here I am. Damn. Longevity. Longevity has its place. Martin Luther King said. Sometimes longevity can lead to cowardice. It's a lot of dudes that everybody calling OGs that ain't OGs. You ain't an OG just because you old. That don't mean you old. I'm in the motherfucking county jail. Motherfuckers say AOG, like 5 old dudes turn around, and me. I know they talking to me. They talking to some other dude about a chess game. Dude talking about AOG, that was a good chess game. And I said, man, how the fuck? I said, where you from? They said, what you mean where you from? He ain't from nowhere. He live in Gardena. What you call him OG for? Well, I went, what? That just knock a motherfucker down. Homie, you know how many people I had to kill to get that title? You know how many motherfuckers I had to slash and get slashed, stab and stabbed? You know how much shit you had to go through to put your nose to the grindstone to be an OG, homie? For real? I mean, take that title serious. I heard the motherfucker on ESPN the other day. Oh, and he did an OG kick. He did an OG kick. I said, what the fuck is an OG kick? We let shit that we create slip through our hands so easily, and we don't take precedence. We don't take advantage of it. I'm on the radical side. This is still who I emulate. I hope to be him one day.
Wow. Did you run across Big U in 4800?
I've never met Big U in my life. And in fact, shout out to Hannibal, man. Myself personally. I admire the cat, right? I've never met him. I've never even seen him. I be looking online just to see how he looks, right? But he came up behind me. But he came up so fast that people just, I guess, link us together. Then there was a rumor that he and I had fought somewhere. He had put the beaters on me or something. I never met him. But I respect him, you know what I mean? And no, I never met him. But I respect him.
You said you was in a module with Lil Fee. Did
Lil Fee
you
was
ever
there.
fight Lil Fee?
No, there was no fighting like that. Oh, that's where Big Rebo came in. Rebo was one of those dudes, man. He was one of those angels, right? And that's why everybody assumed that he was CCO, because he carried the same weight. But he was from the old group. So he would do that to me and Lil Fee, because me and Lil Fee were the most antagonistic. Everybody would look up to me and Lil Fee. The 60s on his side and then the gangster on my side. But it wasn't no gangster neighborhood thing yet. It wasn't solidified. What happened was that whole East Coast and Hoover thing separated everybody in the module. And then that shit broke a lot of shit down. But anyway, so who else you mentioned?
That was it.
What about?
I wanted to ask Kev Mac
I
something.
want to say this about Nipsey though. Let me say this about Nipsey.
Okay,
man.
go ahead.
Speaking honestly, you know what I mean? I really didn't know nothing about him. I hear everybody talk about him on the yard just before he got, was assassinated, right? But I hear all the different young cats talk about, they banging Nipsey, and that's cool. Even some of my little homies. Even shit was out there, right? Good shit. But I just never listened to him. So I just let him do his thing. I knew he was an Eritrean. You know what I mean? I knew a little bit about. I know who his brother is, black. I know who he is, right? But so anyway. So when he got hit, my first instinct was, damn, man, I'm damn. I hope the homies got it. It was just that much hate still in me, right? I never knew this dude. Never even functioned with him. I never heard his name on my hood or nothing. I ain't been involved in that shit in 30 years, but that's how deep the sickness is. First thing I thought was that I hope the homies got his ass. Because first thing I thought was that he was supplying his hood with guns and shit to get my homies. That's that same critical ass hate that was still in me that I thought I had revolutionized the way. So then I started listening to the radio more for the next 3 days. I started hearing about all the magnificent shit that dude was doing. I started hearing about all the grassroots shit that I should have been doing that he's doing. That every G, he's outshining the G's. This motherfucker is doing it. And immediately my thought was, I sure hope the homies ain't killed this dude. It took 3 days, man. But from that point, I've been working on myself. I give Nipsey's props, man. Nipsey's doing what everybody should be doing. You know what I mean? I don't know to get down on the whole thing about the dude. Shout out, man. The marathon continues with me, man.
So you listen to his music now?
No, I still ain't listening to it. But when I do, I need to be in a South Central state of mind. Real talk, because that's where I'm gonna I'm gonna start there. Because I seen him on the Cyphers and all that on BET. I watched him come all the way through there. I remember Jay-Z bought a gang and shit. I was like, that's the same time Jay-Z hollering my name in raps, right?
Hey, Kevin, I wanted to ask you a question.
Yeah.
And
Kev Mac, shout out to Kev Mac, man.
No, Kev Mac's a good
Kev,
brother.
you ain't fucking with Kev Mac, you ain't doing
Kev
nothing.
Mac, I want
Real
you to
talk.
sit.
This Monster Kody, man. You ain't fucking with Kev Mac. You ain't fucking with the Kev Mac videos.
You ain't
doing
gangster.
nothing. Real talk,
You
look.
ain't a gangster.
You ain't fucking with the Kev Mac shit. You ain't the homie.
Hey,
This is
Kev.
our story.
Hey, Kev,